kind. No DNA left on any of the other parts. That's impossible. Oh, I should have stayed longer at the scene. My apologies. I must be talking to myself again. Would you mind if I sit here next to you? Ah, thank you very much. Oh, pardon me. I haven't introduced myself. I am Detective Frederick. Now, we aren't in a professional setting, so you may call me Edwin. And you? Well, it's an absolute pleasure to meet your acquaintance. So, you're coming from... Ah, I see. I'm also coming from Cogswind. What a coincidence. The destination from this line is, I believe, Brasswind. May I ask why you're traveling there at this time? Oh, seeing family. That sounds lovely. Are they locals or are they visitors? Oh, if so, then why must you travel so far away from them? Well, I don't blame you for moving. Work opportunities aren't the best there. What job did you manage to receive back in Cogswind? A maid? That's wonderful. Oh, being a maid is far better than being unemployed, I can tell you that. Oh, your family looks down upon you for it. Oh, why's that? They said you could find a better job, Come on, don't feel dejected by that. No matter what, you're getting paid. In addition, you prioritized your family throughout all of it. You've worked hard to purchase tickets to the train to see them. You should be proud that despite their hatred towards your career now, you still have the heart to love them. You deserve the life of stressless luxury once you leave the station. Me? Well, I wish I was going back to Brasswind for luxury, but alas, there will be little time for relaxation once I arrive. Being a detective does have its pros, but normally I have to work on weekends or even breaks depending on the case. In my current one, I'm lucky enough to have a case that involves larceny. I would have expected it to be an easy investigation as well. It appears that I have been mistaken. If you are interested, I would be more than happy to explain to you my findings. Oh, leaked information should be the least of your worries. This investigation is known to the public, so there shouldn't be any issues giving you a bit more information. Besides, there's no one in close proximity, so it's impossible for someone to eavesdrop. Oh, even if they did hear it, what could they do with the details? Go to the police? Nevertheless, I would love to share some information with you. Perhaps you could assist with deciphering the case clues. Don't worry if you can't draw the conclusion now. You're only going to be given a few seconds to deduct information. Prior to our introduction, I was given days. It's a bit unfair on your end, if you ask me. All right, here's what I've got so far. These thefts have been going on for months now. Once every month or so. The latest case was just yesterday. It appears that this suspect has a pattern of stealing chemicals and engineering parts. Nothing else appeared to be missing. Money and jewelry were intact at the scene. What are your thoughts on this information so far? I completely agree. I also find it odd. This also brings confusion to the motive for the thefts. It's unlikely that this was for monetary gain because of the untouched money, and besides, who would go through the trouble of stealing these chemicals and engineering parts, taking the time to place price on each one and sell them to the public? It would take weeks to get rid of just one. I would assume this was spontaneous behavior, but this is a reoccurring pattern. The same materials, stolen, every single month. The only conclusion I came up with is suggesting that a bigger project is being created with all the parts. I don't know what type of project or what the final goal is, but all I am aware of is that the thefts are at least of my team's worries. Now, I don't know what type of project or what the final goal is, but all I am aware of is that the thefts are the least of my team's worries. I can't figure out a reason why this project is being made. All I know is that it won't be used for any good. What was that? Engineering and chemicals don't sound good together, so would it potentially be a mixture of both physical and radioactive danger? If so, then I must contact the toxicology unit right away. Though I haven't seen reports of any danger within the area, at least where I resided. I could interrogate around Cogswind again to see if anything new appears. If there's no leads, I might have to go to the capital and interrogate some people there. I can't think of any new plans. Unless, you have one in mind? You know what? You're right. I could go to the capital's precinct to find more information. I'm sure they've had at least 2 similar cases there. That city's more eventful than ours by a long shot. They've had more persecutions in a day than us in a week. If I don't find any leads using that plan, I fear that I won't catch this culprit in the time before they have all the necessary parts for whatever they plan on doing. Based on the items they've stolen, it looks like a project that will take months. Based on the items they've stolen, it looks like the project was planned for months, ranging from simple crankshafts, couplings, and diodes to peroxide compounds, citric acid, and even plutonium isotopes. I'm bewildered at how one can manage stealing a radioactive element without leaving any sort of evidence behind. No footprints, no fingerprints, not even a single hair. Nothing. I expect someone to easily steal something as small as diodes. They're only 4 millimeters long, but an unstable element that's sealed up in multiple containers. That doesn't make sense to me. Whoever stole these pieces meant business. Serious business. It just doesn't make sense. Engineering and chemistry. If this has been happening for months, then this project is going to be devastatingly destructive. I need to find out more information and fast. Fortunately, this train doesn't help me with either one. I need a coffee before I start acting like a maniac. Would you like a cup too? The pleasure is all mine. I just need a new piece of information. I just hope I get that opportunity in Brasswind. I only have one shot at finding something before returning back to Cogswind. If I try to get back to Brasswind after that, the project would already be completed. I need to keep a keen eye. Return with your cup of coffee, madame. You're very welcome. Now, where were we? Oh, well, please, continue on. What chemicals did the culprit steal? Well, the ones that we know of are the plutonium isotopes, the peroxide compounds, and the citric acid. Engineering parts. There were the diodes, the crankshafts, and couplings. What? This on-the-loose criminal is making controllable and movable explosives? So, I always considered the engineering parts and the chemicals to be their own separate invention, but this is much worse than I thought. Oh, I need to talk to my colleagues once I exit this train immediately. There's no time to waste once the door's open. This is good information. I need to revise my old plan and incorporate what we have talked about recently. Once I arrive at Brasswind, I will immediately go to the Brasswind precinct and notify the team about the potential explosive invention that the culprit is creating. I explain the parts and chemicals linking to the invention. Once that's done, I start to look at the records for a line of thefts similar to the one back in Cogswind. Once that's done, I will return back to the train and arrive at the capital and begin to look at the files there. Once that's completed, an interrogation phase with the citizens will commence. Once interrogation is completed, return back to Cogswind and interrogate the people there. Then look back at new discoveries. Oh, this has been an eventful and beneficial conversation. Thank you for being cooperative. I truly appreciate your input and feedback. We could continue this conversation outside the train, if you would like. We don't need to continue discussing the investigation, madam. I am capable of holding conversations that don't involve my job. Here's my information. I'll write it down for you. Now, if I'm not at the precinct at the time, I'm most likely going with the plan I wrote down. I don't want you to think I'm avoiding you. As a matter of fact, I won't think of avoiding you at all. This is yours. Keep it safe. I don't want it to fly in the wrong hands. I trust that you will.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brasswind Station is approaching. Please remain seated until the train has come to a complete stop. Make sure to bring all of your belongings once you exit the train. Once the train doors open, please make space for those that are exiting and mind the gap in front of you.
Well, looks like we're here. It was an absolute pleasure to converse with you. I hope you enjoy your time here in Brasswind. Here, let me help you. Have a great day, madam.
All aboard. Next station is the capital. I repeat, the next station is the capital. Final call.
Where could this culprit be now? I have a clearer view of your motives, whoever you are. Don't think you won't get away with this unnoticed.
This has been a steam-lung train service, provided to you by the Citadel. The Citadel, forever eternal.
I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching, with a special thanks to my patrons who you can see on screen and in the description, with a special thanks to Kagome Woods, Jessica, Kaz, Francois Canal, Yuki H, Tiger, Sira, Luna, Sarah, Pomioni, Iris Towers, Veronica Mayday, Pocky, Jahimi Nanami, Christmas artist and Core the Owl Lady, with a special thank you to Tiger, who recommended the name of this character on Patreon.